I really don't. I don't know. What did I say? Become what? What the? Become a mime tonight. No audio. It's showing that I have audio. It's like showing blasting red. So I don't know. I really, really, truly don't know why my audio is not working. Oh, you can hear. Well, good googly cock doogly. What's going on, everybody? It's your homie King Samuel. What's going on, everybody? It's your homie King Samuel. Back with another episode of Big Sam Presents Raw. I apologize for the audio. The audio is going to suck. I am trying to rebuild everything that I had. Okay, thank you. Audio is clear. We have sound. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been a very challenging and frustrating process. Nevertheless, though, we have a lot to talk about. Come on in here. Amen. Amen. Come on in and we get ready for a testimony service. As a matter of fact, just give me one moment. I'll be right back. I'm going to share this feed to my regular Facebook page and attempt to get a couple more scragglers involved. We shall see. Just be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back. Y'all want to hear some music? Y'all want to hear some fake trap music? Let's see if it works. Don't look like it's gonna work. What in the world? There we go. Audio's perfect. No feedback. Just crunch in food or eat your orange. I know, right? Oh my goodness. This has been crazy. This has been crazy. But if you're tuning in on Facebook, you should have transcription. I'm not sure if it's going to be in what's it called? Spanish or not, but you should have some transcriptions. So we'll see what's up. Well, this has been an interesting turn of events, sequence of events. Um, Someone asked me. Okay, first of all, the past few years, I've been living in Colombia, South America, chilling, reviving, restoring my life, doing what I gotta do or whatever. And then recently, I made the decision to visit my children back in America. And that decision, the result of that decision has resulted into a complete whirlwind of new events and life-changing situations. But it is what it is. It's time to rebuild, time to get reestablished, and go from there. But anyway, today I was supposed to have been doing a little bit of recording, talking about my experiences traveling to Colombia, South America, and the whole process. But things didn't necessarily work out the way I anticipated and or planned. But we're gonna try to make it see what it do, what it does anyway. So what happened? How did I end up in South America? Well, a few years ago, I don't know, 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I was sitting in Augusta, Georgia, in the hood, like literally in the hood. And I get a phone call from one of my old neighbors from when I lived in the county over or whatever. And it's a guy, I'm not sure what his nationality is. I think he's Haitian. But he says, Mr. Ward, Mr. Ward, how are you about it, friend? Listen, I'm going to be traveling soon, and you need to get out the house. You are living a depressed life. You need to get out and explore, my man. And I was like, man, I'm trying my hardest not to curse. Which city in Colombia do you like the most? Colombia. A mí no gusta Colombia. Este todo. Muy malo. Nah, Sabaneta. Sabaneta is my favorite city. Out of all the places that I've been, it's crazy. So you have Medellin is the big city, and then you have like, I call them little cities or neighborhoods, but you got inside Medellin, you got Calazan, Sudamericana, what's the name of that other place? Belén, Poblado, Ivangaro, Sabaneta. I forgot the name of that other place. There's a park that got some, it's a real chill park. And then there's a little restaurant where you get some chicken wings. I can't remember the name of the park. But throughout the city, and see, I've lived in like so many different places throughout Medellin, but I found that Sabaneta was my most desired spot. It was the most peaceful. It costs a little more than living in the northern places like Bejo or Laureles, San Diego, San Antonio, all of those places. But it costs a little bit more, but that's an excellent trade-off. I would rather pay a little bit more money to be in a place that's safer, less crime, less homeless, less people begging for money when you're trying to eat at the restaurant. Let me tell you something. Floresta, yeah, Floresta. That was the other neighborhood. Floresta was a cool neighborhood. It's just, it's a cool neighborhood, but it's a little busy. It's not a bad neighborhood, but compared to like Sabaneta, Floresta is more active than Sabaneta. There's way more people and Florida stuff. But it was a pretty cool, chill spot. But oh my bad, my brain, I just get distracted. I can't stay on course, and then I'll be looking at these comments. But what was I about to say? I forgot that fast. Yo, so Sabaneta, Sabaneta, Sabaneta. It's peaceful. It's very peaceful. Where I lived, I was up on the hill, and you could walk down the hill, go down the Careja to Sabaneta Parque or Éxito Aves Maria and just relax. Like, it's a lot of older people, a lot of retired Colombians. You have your expats, your foreigners, and all of that stuff. It's real chill. Any day of the week, you go outside in the park and you'll see a table full of older gentlemen playing Spanish dominoes, which is some of the most mucho estúpido. I don't understand Spanish dominoes. It is like completely different than the way we play dominoes in America. Like in America, we count points, we take points from people and stuff. They just like match dots and then you're done. It's weird. But also in that park, you could just hang out, play cards, eat ice cream. There's several restaurants, a lot of local bars and venues. It's a lot of, it's just a real chill area. Like you just go there and just relax. Can't smoke no weed in that area, but you can still chill and have fun and just, enjoy the great weather. That's another thing about Colombia is the weather. All year long, it's pretty much springtime. You're not. It gets a little cold. I think the coldest it got while I was down there was maybe like 46 degrees at night in the dead of the winter. But generally speaking, it don't really go below 50. And that 50, well, when you first get there, that 50, it feels real good. But after living there like a year or two, and my body started getting accumulated. How do you say that word? Acclimated. Uh, it got cold. It got cold, like to the point you gotta wear a jacket, a light jacket, nothing too big, nothing too heavy, but it's still very enjoyable, very very enjoyable. Um, um, what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. It's like I hear so many things going on. I hear some stuff in the background, like two different TVs. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Uh, I hear this is not how I envision this. So I'm probably have to do this again. But anyway, so yeah. So my homie he called me up and he was like, Mr. Watt, I am going to Colombia. And you need to come with me. You are depressed. Get out of the house. And at first I was like, man, bruh, I'm not going to no South America. I don't speak no Spanish. What am I supposed to do in South America? I don't know the culture. I don't know the language. I'm not really an international traveler. But then I thought about it. What am I doing here? I have nothing. My wife left, took my kids, can't see my kids. So it was like I was literally doing nothing, just waking up. No, that's not the truth. I was mining. I was mining crypto back then, and I had like 6 or 7 rigs, about I don't know 30 something graphic cards, and actually I was at the point where I really needed to expand my mining farm, but just didn't really know everything that I had to do to make that expansion. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna take a chance and take this cat up on his offer. He told me if I came to South America with him, he'll you know what I'm saying, we'll go together. He'll show me some things, hang out, have fun, clear my mind. He promised me that I would meet some of the best women I've ever met in my life, and blah 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 blah. So I was like, whatever. So I went online, started looking up tickets and things like that. Now, keep in mind, this is during COVID, like I guess the beginning of COVID or whatever. And so I said, screw it. I got a passport, ain't got nothing else to do. I went on ahead and I booked a flight. The flight was for December, like December 9th of 2022. Bank they dos, I think. Yeah, 2022. And so the plan was I was going to link up with him. We was going to ride from Augusta to Atlanta, get on a plane, head over to Columbia. One weekend. That's all. Cool. So leading up to it, you know, I'm all fat, depressed, low self-esteem, just unmotivated, having a lot of doubts about traveling. But I said, you know what? I got to do it. I got to do it. I need to do something different. I've been stuck in a rut for a couple of years, not really progressing, not being social. So I'm just going to do it. So anyway, the day arrives. Time to go. I hit up my partner. Hey man, what's up? Da-da, woo, woo. I link up with him. We ride to Atlanta. Get to the airport. We're late. I'm not aware that when you're traveling, you got to be you got to be persistent and assertive and dominating. So we get there and the flight is supposed to leave in like 45 minutes or an hour, and there's this long line of people that need to be searched before they arrive at their flight. My partner, he just, excuse me, he just walking through and getting ahead of everybody. I'm all timid and reserved, staying in the back of the line, basically scared to make a move. And he was like, my man, you need to come on, my man. We're going to Mr. Flate. And the people were like, oh, okay, yeah, you can come on. And I'm walking through all fat, breathing hard, sweating. Excuse me, let me get through. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. But anyway, I made it through the security checks. You had to take off your shoes and take off this and take off that. It was like, I was so uncomfortable. I was very, very uncomfortable. And then it was hot as I don't know what. I'm sweating like a Hebrew slave. It was just an uncomfortable experience. But I made it through it. So we get through the checkpoints, all the security checks, all of that stuff, and we get to the Delta terminal. Oh, sorry, but you missed your flight. Blah, 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 woo, woo. So I'm just sitting, trying to rest. My feet hurt. Excuse me. My feet's hoit. So I'm just like, man, screw it. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Now my partner, who is very experienced in traveling, especially internationally, he gets proactive and he takes charge of the situation. Goes up there, starts talking to the teller, and he ends up finding us a flight. We had to sit, I think, yeah, like we ended up separating. He went to, I think, New York or something like that. And then my flight, I believe it went to Jersey and then it went to Florida. But we reconnected the next day in Florida. And, you know, hey, what's going on? How was your night? Whatever. He was like, all right, you ready, my man? We're about to do this. So I said, oh, I guess, okay, here we go. So we're in Florida. This is the last flight. We done went through customs and immigration and all the checks that we needed to do. The only task that was left was scanning our boarding pass and getting on the plane. So the people, they start calling for the different sections or whatever, and they get to my section. So I start proceeding, walking up, and I hear the woman. She's asking random people about COVID tests, and so I'm trying to be inconspicuous, incognito, and just keep it chill, keep the vibes low key, don't draw no attention, and just mosey on along my way. So I'm walking through. They check my boarding pass and said, "Welcome to your flight, Mr. Ward. Go ahead." So I'm walking down the little thing, the little catwalk or whatever it's called to get on the plane. My partner, on the other hand, he got stopped by the flight attendant. And they asking him, "Hey, where's your COVID test?" And, he's doing whatever he's doing. And then he goes, "Yo, Sam! Yo, Sam! Somebody, man, do you have your test?" I look at him like, "Nigga, shut your black up." This man knows I don't have no COVID test. Ain't no way in the world you could have got me to do a COVID test or a COVID vaccination. I wasn't having none of that mess. So they stopped him from getting on the plane, but they let me on the plane. And I'm just paranoid thinking, all right, if this dude just yelled in front of everyone, "Hey, Sam, you got your COVID test. You did not let me on the plane. You got your test." And I'm just trying to ignore him, just keep my head forward and walk. Like, I don't know that mother. You know what I'm saying? I'll fly solo. But I made it on the plane, buckled up my seatbelt. I didn't see him. He did not come on the plane. They closed the door. The attendant came on the thing. "All right, our final boarding is completed. The door is closed. We'll be departing in a few moments." I'm like, okay. So I had my phone on me. And as the plane was going down the runway, I'm like, as soon as the wheels come off, I'm going to text this man and say I'm out. And that's what happened. Wheels came off the runway. I kind of relaxed, like, I made it. I text him, "I'm on the plane. I'll see you in a couple of days, bro." And why the did you ask me if I had a COVID test? Like, why? Was you trying to get me jammed up? You wanted me to lose my flight, my weekend, my trip, my money, just because you messed up, bro? But it was all good. It wasn't that serious. But so anyway, we land. We land in Medellin, Colombia. And I'm super nervous. I don't speak Spanish. I have no allies, no contacts, no resources. And boom, I'm just in this new country. First time traveling to South America. Get off the plane. They're telling us, if you coming in from international, whatever, if you're not a Colombian, you need to go to the migration station and, go through that process to get your passport signed and stamped and all that. That line had to be an hour and 45 minutes, slow, long wait. Now, I'm standing this whole time. Feet hurt. Anxiety is on 25 trillion. Not knowing what to do. I'm trying to text this dude, "Hey, yo, man, I'm here. What am I supposed to do? You ain't here." He was like, "Don't worry about it. I got a contact down there. I'm going to send him your information. He going to take care of you." So he gave me this information for this dude named Mateo. I was like, all right, cool. So we texting. Now, let me make sure I get this one right, because I had to go through this situation like 3 times, and I'm not sure which scenario was which. But anyway, oh yeah. So I come out, I go through all of the immigration checks, I get my bag, and I'm walking through the airport, and it's crazy. It's like there's a section where it's like super peaceful, super calm, super quiet, very low key. You go through this door, and boom, you just ambush with like a billion people. Hello, Mister, taxi, you need this, you want this, da, 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 da. People reaching at you, grabbing at you, touching you, asking you all these questions. And I'm like, oh man, this is not good. This is not good. My anxiety just went whoosh, like crazy. So I'm trying to carry my luggage. I'm wearing slides, not shoes. And again, fat, out of shape. I mean, just not the best traveling conditions. I make it outside. The guy's trying to tell me to meet him at a certain location, and I don't have a clue what he's talking about. So it took like an additional 30, 45 minutes of me trying to find Mateo to pick me up and take me into Medellin. But it finally happened. Made it. I get in the car. I text my partner, hey man, I linked up with your boy. I'm in Medellin, and he's about to take me into the city. That was very stressful. But the cat, he was kind of cool. He was kind of cool. A little flamboyant, you know what I'm saying? And their culture down there, it's like cool to be a homosexual, where that ain't my thing. You can do what you want to, man. You can be gay with whoever you want to. Just be straight with me. You feel me? And we could. No, don't feel me. So anyway, we riding. He's like, yeah, man, you know, small talk, trying to speak or whatever. His English is pretty good or whatever. And, you know, the ride was kind of cool. Then we go in this tunnel. It's like a 10-minute ride through a tunnel. No cell phone reception. And my mind's just thinking all kind of crazy things. Okay, we're in a tunnel. I have no cell phone reception. What if this dude tried to kidnap me right now? What am I going to do? I start thinking all these crazy, unnecessary thoughts. Just like doing the most. But anyway, we made it through the tunnel. Like, you could, it's like driving, you just see this little bit of light, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, boom, you got the tunnel. And it's amazing view. Mountains, green mountains, trees and plants and animals and all this other stuff. I opened up the window. I was like, wow, look at this. Wow, I made it. I couldn't believe it. I was like grabbing my skin, like, is this really happening? Am I Samuel Ward in South America solo? Like, is this really, really happening? And it was really happening. So we just driving, going through this, making our way to the city. And then you get to this part where before you make it to Medellin, you're up top on the hill, so you can look down in the valley. That was some of the most liberating and refreshing views that I had seen in a long time. Just viewing the valley of Medellin. It was so beautiful, so peaceful, so like rewarding and refreshing. I absolutely enjoyed it. And being the tourist that I was, I took my phone out, opened up the window, was trying to make videos and stuff. He was like, no. You got to keep your arms inside because the motorcycles are riding by. And if you got a phone hanging out, somebody just going to snatch your phone and steal it. And I was like, man, my name, Big Sam. Ain't nobody robbing me. He was like, maybe in your country. You in my hood, shawty, you know what I'm saying? In his own way, he was saying that. He was just trying to warn me, you know, keep me protected because I didn't know. And like 2 seconds later, and the next thing you know, the traffic stops. It's like a billion cars and motorcycles on the left of our car and motorcycles on the right of our car. Now, if you live in America and you drive in a car, you are not going to look out your window and see a motorcycle on the left of you and on the right of you in the same lane. They might be in the lane next to us. No possiblemente. It's Sudamericana, South America. They do things different. So like literally, it's a car and two motorcycles sharing one lane. And then behind these two motorcycles is 1,000 more motorcycles. Like, it was just, to me, it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I've been in different countries. I didn't see this stuff when I was in Iraq. I didn't see it in Iran. I didn't see it in Turkey, Germany, Qatar, Quebec. No other place that I've ever visited or lived had I seen such traffic congestion or the amount of motorcycles. Like, what? What? But it was all good. So I'm just like, wow, wow, ooh, wow, look at that, ooh, look at that, look at that. Anyway, we go like a 30, no, probably like a 45-minute ride to get into Medellin. And we just ride, and there's just so much traffic. And these itty bitty little tiny little cars, like, what in the world? You're not gonna see no Chevy, no donks. We ain't finna see no 73 Impalas sitting on 26s and all of that. No. You might see I can't remember the name of that car. It's Daewoo or whatever. It's like Assault. It's like these little tiny, like they cars is about the big as this old Raggedy Mouse. These vehicles are so tiny. Or you'll see people on motorcycles, or you'll see people walking, riding bicycles. Just, it's just different. And it's so many freaking people. That just blew my mind. Like, how many people can fit in this little area? It was baffling to me. That jump was crazy. So anyway, oh boy, Mateo, he takes me to my Airbnb. Now, before I booked my Airbnb, I asked my partner, like, yo, man, where am I supposed to stay? He was like, yeah, man, just look on Google and type in the 70, Medellin, Colombia, La Sesenta. I'm probably saying it wrong. So he's like, just find a Airbnb near La Sesenta. That way, you come out your room, walk down the street, go to your different bars, do your shopping, do your clubbing, and you don't have to like get taxis or rent cars and that stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So I got me a spot. Oh, that spot was horrible. Super small, super tiny. This was a 1-bedroom with a little basic kitchen with like this 2 little cooking eyes, not even an oven. Everything's different down there. I'm thinking, okay, Airbnb, I'm gonna go into a house with an oven, full bathroom, and no, it's in South America. They don't live like that in South America. That was like a huge culture shock. So I'm walking this Airbnb. I'm looking at the shower. I'm like, how in the heck am I supposed to fit in this thing? I stood in the shower and I could not close the door because I'm big. Well, now I've slimmed down, but at the time I was just too big. I could not like close the shower door and take a shower. Like I had to keep the door open to take a shower because my elbows kept busting the glass. And so, like, oh my goodness. I'm thinking to myself, I am an American. I am a disabled veteran. I deserve better. I need better service. It took me a while to adjust to this new culture and the way that they live and do things. Like, it was stressful, to say the least. But anyway, so I'll go outside because my apartment was so hot. They don't have air conditioning. Like, if you find an apartment with air conditioning in Colombia, then that means you got a lot of money. Because the way that the city is set up, it's a valley. So they use like natural air to cool things off. Or they'll put a fan in your apartment. That didn't work for me. It was hotter than monkey balls. I'm like, oh my Lord. Am I back in Iraq? What's going on? This supposed to be a vacation. Why am I suffering on my vacation? It don't make no sense. But, you know, I had to try to adjust, do what it do. So I hit up old boy, text him, hey man, y'all don't got no stores around here like a Walmart? And he was like, what is Walmart? So I'm Googling Walmart, trying to send him a picture, you know, saying Walmart is a place you can go. You can buy fruit, clothes, TVs, bicycle, get your car fixed. It's like a one-stop shop. They even got a pharmacy in that mug. You know what I'm saying? You could buy fish. You might not be able to buy no dogs, but you can get almost whatever you need at Walmart. And he was like, oh, we have something like that. It's called Exito. And I was like, all right, cool. So he sends me a picture. He marked on it, you're here. He drew a line on the map on how to get to Exito. So I was like, all right, thank you. So I'm walking down the road, looking at my phone and trying to look at all this stuff. Everything is in Spanish. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is amazing. And then I'm just walking, and then you turn to your right, and then you see this dude. He's sitting on the curb. He's got black soot all over his legs, looking ragged. Look like he ain't took a bath in about 15 years. And he just looks up and he goes, oh, smiling and happy, thumbs up. And I'm like, bro, what you happy for? Have you looked in the mirror? You need to take a bath. You need to bathe. What is you happy? You happy that you living in filth? And I'm telling you, it was hard adjusting to this new culture and the way people do things. It was just, so I'm still walking. I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? And we pass this other spot. It's a restaurant right here, and then it's an old woman sitting up top, upstairs in the balcony, just staring at me, just looking. Like, damn. Excuse me, my bad. Like, dang, woman, go back inside, mind your business. Ain't nobody bothering you. And you keep walking, and it's like people they just come outside and just stare at you. Like, what are y'all looking at? Y'all like y'all ain't never seen a beautiful, tall, gorgeous chocolate skin Mandinka warrior buffalo. So nevertheless, I decided I'm gonna keep walking, mind my business, looking at these different restaurants. Like, oh wow, this is cool. And then I get to the main road, La Sesenta, the 70, where all the bars and restaurants and stuff. And when I tell you, I have never seen that many bars like in one spot where you could just walk up in the middle of the daytime, don't show no identification at all. I just spit and just buy you some beer, buy you some liquor, and to keep on moving. It was so weird to me. In America, if you want to buy alcohol, gotta go inside, gotta show ID, blah blah blah. No, over here, hola, my friend, mi amigo, see, come, see, whatever you want. As long as you got that dollar, they gonna give you whatever you want. Now, let's full disclosure. The beer selection kind of sucked. Hold on for a moment. Let me see something. The beer section sucks. Like they have their local beers, but as far as if you want to get like Coors Light, Bud Light, and all that stuff, no. My preference is Smirnoff Ice. I'm not a beer man. Beer tastes sweaty and salty and disgusting. Smirnoff Ice flavor, tiny little buzz. I'm cool. So I give me a little drink and I'm walking down the road and it's legal. Like you could walk down the road with your liquor. I'm like, oh wow, okay. I can kind of get used to this. All right. Then, you know, I mean, I had to go ahead and see what the herb was like. Now, y'all know for your cocaine, but what is the herb like? So, oh boy, I hit up old boy. He bring me some smoke. And I'm like, yo, I need some exotic. I need like the strongest stuff you got in there. He was like, all right, man, it's going to be a little expensive. I'm like, how much it costs? It's like, a blunt gonna be 20,000 pesos. I'm like, okay, whatever. Give it to me. I'm smoking. This old weak junk, man. I need about 15 more of these, sir. So, he do what he do. He bring it back. So now, I go back outside, smoking, walking down the road like, wow, this is crazy. I could walk down the street, drink alcohol, smoke weed, don't nobody bother me. Now, I didn't know that was illegal. I was just in the tourist area where they're not as harsh about it. But generally speaking, you don't necessarily want to walk around the road smoking weed because there are some neighborhoods that they don't like it. And later on in my stay, I found out the hard way. That's a story for another day. I found out the hard way that just because you're in the park don't mean you can smoke. And these people will call the police on you. And the police will roll up on you on a motorcycle and stop you. But that's another story for another day. So I'm back outside trying to find Exito because I just made it to the country. I'm hungry. And I'm looking at these restaurants and I'm seeing this food like it's a cart sitting on the side of the road outside, like exposed to all the elements of nature. And there is raw meat hanging on this cart. And they're cutting the meat and cooking it. And people are sitting on plastic chairs eating it. Now, while this cart is on the side of the road, okay, there are buses that come up, stop at the light, and when they take off, all that black exhaust smoke just the smoke just boom and just covers the whole cart. This raw meat, this raw food. And people just sitting there, and what they do is they go like this. Wait for the bus to pass and they continue eating. I'm sitting here like, what the? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, are you literally eating your food with bus exhaust? And you think that's okay? Not only that, you got the homeless people walking by, talking all crazy, scratching and doing all this other stuff and spitting and everything. And I'm like, it's just too much going on. And then, of course, you got the little rats, literally rats, like almost the size of New York rats that just run under the cart, grab some stuff, and then whoo, scurry on back in the bushes. I'm like, wait, this is a lot to process. This is a lot to process. Like, all of this is happening in this one little corner, but there's carts all over the place. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm not eating none of this street food. I can't do it. So, I finally made it to Exeter. Oh my God, it took so long to make it there, but I finally did. I get me some grapes, deodorant, toothpaste, because on the plane they took all that stuff away, talking about you can blow up the plane with it, whatever. I got me something like some juice or some bottled water, whatever. And I wait in line. That's a whole nother story. Why in the world is the customer service so slow in Colombia? I'm so used to America. You get your items in the store, walk up to the register. You could probably do self-checkout, scan it, beep, 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 tap your card, keep it moving. No, it takes so long to buy things in Colombia. When you go to the store, the girl at the register, this is how she move. Beep. 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 I was thinking, speed up, move faster, and speak up. Can't nobody understand you sitting up here whispering and mumbling? You're an adult. Use your adult voice. I can't hear you. My hearing is bad. You over here whispering. Bitch. I can't curse right now. So anyway, we get through all of that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So the girl, she says, I'm like, what? And she pointed, because she knew I was American. She pointed. That John said $134,000. $134? Literally, when I seen it, like she pointed, I went, so I could look. I said, 130. And the girl, she said, I'm like, $134 for some grapes, water, toothpaste, deodorant, and some juice? What the is going on? 130? She said, no peso. And I didn't have any pesos on me. And my pride got the best of me. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not finna make it look like I can't afford to buy this in front of all these people. Let me pull out my card. Pull out my card. Swiped it. I was mad though. Oh, I was mad. Got my receipt, got my bag, start walking out the door. I text old boy, you sent me to this place and they didn't charge me $134 for this. I sent him a picture. I ain't got nothing in my bag. $134 for this. I was so mad. I ended up contacting my bank. I was literally about to freeze my card and claim that as a fraudulent transaction. And then he texted me. He was like, no. It was in pesos. So he was like 134,000 pesos. You spent about $20, maybe $23. I was like, wait a minute. So then I looked on my app, hit refresh. It was like $24 or something. Whew. Oh my gosh. Oh. That was traumatic. Literally, that was traumatic. But it was my fault. I was ignorant. I didn't know. I didn't know the culture. I don't know Spanish. I didn't know conversion. And then he told me, he was like, yeah, man, before you do anything, you just got to go on Google and do COP to USD. I was like, oh, wow. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, 4,800 something COP is $1 in America. All right, cool. Whew. So I go to the bank, try to take out some money. And it's like, you want 200,000, 300, 600,000? I'm like, I don't have a clue. So I just took out the max I could. Go back to my room. I just chill out for the night. Got me some rest. I just stayed in my room. The next day, oh my God. I'm going to fast forward to the nighttime. I decide I'm going to go for a walk. So I'm walking down La Center, all up and down this place. I'm tired. I'm going to be honest, I'm tired. And this guy, he tells me, hello, my friend. You want girls? You want girls? He's like, come with me. Come with me. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to go. So we walking down here. It's like, oh, no, it's right here. It's real close. It's real close. I'm like, dude, we done passed 5 streets. Where we at? He was like, oh, it's just right there. Look. So we go up this hill, and there's this thing. I think it said Topless Dance or something like that. It was gold and black. It was on the right side of the road. It's a strip club. So we approach. The guy, he says, oh, speaking Spanish. Mi amigo. I'm using the transducer. We're going to show you a good time. Don't worry about it. You're in good hands. Everything in Colombia, everybody swears they're your friend. That's the skit, is they all act friendly so they can get as much as they can from you. And then when you say no or you don't have any more money, they flip and the whole game changes. But anyway, so get to the strip club. The guy's like, I said, what's the, you got to pay to get in? He was like, no, we just want you to buy something to drink. I'm like, okay, I got to buy a whole bottle. I can't just buy a regular drink. They don't do mixed drinks in Colombia. Either you buy a bottle of liquor or you buy beer. You're not finna get Long Islands and margaritas and um, Incredible Hulks, none of that stuff. You either buy a bottle of liquor or a bottle of beer. And the liquor that they have, ugh, that junk was super trash. Not the type of liquor I prefer, especially back then when I was drinking. So anyway, I go inside, I go to the bar, order me a drink. No. Yeah. I went to the bar. And that's when I found out that you can't buy mixed drinks. And the guy was like, you have to buy a whole bottle. I was like, what? So I went back outside, used my transducer. I'm like, yo, I just want a beer. And the guy's trying to force me to buy liquor. I don't drink liquor. He was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll explain it. And, they told him, blah, 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 speaking that Spanish junk or whatever. So I go back in the club. This time, I don't go to the bar. I sit down. Not even 2 minutes later, I get swarmed. Hola. Services. So I get up, I walk back out. Because I don't like nobody walking up on me, touching me and stuff. I don't know what you saying. You speaking Spanish? I don't speak that crap. So I walk back outside. And the guy was like, relax, my friend. Pull out my blunt, start smoking. He's like, what kind of women do you like? And I've said, using the translator, I like tall, thick, beautiful women. I didn't know that this doesn't translate well in Spanish. So he goes inside and he tells the girls to come out one by one. He brings out this old skinny looking, this chick couldn't be no bigger than this pen right here. And ugly, acne on her face. I'm like, what is this? No, thank you. So she turned around, she go back inside. The next girl come out. Shoes too small, toes hanging all off the shoes and stuff. I'm like, what is this? No. And I said to myself, you know what? This ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna walk back to the crib. Then the door opens. And then this tall, thick little somebody walk out. Like I'm on my phone. I hear the door open. On my phone, I went like this. Her. Her. And she looked at me and she smiled or whatever. And I smiled. And I was like, all right, cool. We walked back in the club. I sat down and she was like, she using the transducer. How are you? Where are you from? Blah, 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 woo, woo. Whatever. I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little nervous. I didn't know what I was getting into. And then she tells me, you want to go in the back? I'm like, how much is it gonna cost? I can't remember what she told me, like the price she said, but she gave me a price and I don't remember what it was. I checked my pocket and I was like, all right, whatever, I got it. So I bought a little bottle of liquor because she wanted something to drink. And we went in the back. And that was so weird. It's like you go through these rooms, you go through the locker room, the dressing room where all the girls are at. And when you walk through the girls, they're like, Americana, Greco. And again, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what these bros are saying. But anyway, so you go up some stairs, walk this hallway, and there's a dude. He just standing there with a mopping the floor, got his hat down, looking all inconspicuous and stuff. And they're like, you go in this room. So I go in the room, they close the door, and the girl, she started pulling out tissue. Like, what in the world is she doing? Then she starts stuffing tissue in the cracks of the door. Like, why are you doing this? And she used a transducer. She's like, she has to cover the cracks so people don't get a free show. I was like, what in the world did I get myself into? I'm trying to tell myself to stay calm, stay cool, and just enjoy the experience. But my anxiety was on 22 trillion. I could not calm down. I could not relax. And I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm in a foreign country, in a strip club, in this back room. I don't speak the language. If anybody want to come ambush me, rob me right now, I'm SOL. But I tell you what, I'm going to end this story right here and save it for the next episode, because I do got a lot of details, and I might actually recap because I left out a couple of things. But needless to say, that trip to that strip club it really like sealed the deal for me for the next course of events to take place over the next several weeks. And when I say a course of events, there was a series of courses of events. But I'm gonna talk about what happened that night and that whole weekend, man. That weekend was that weekend it changed me. That weekend changed me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying I'm a better person or anything like that, but I took a lot of risks, a lot of chances, and I did things like I never done before. Example, going to a foreign country that I don't speak any of the language, and just it was an interesting weekend. Very, very, very interesting weekend to say the least. And like I said, I'm going to more details about it on my next episode of Story Time with Mr. King. So, over the next whatever, I'm going to be coming on here live and just continuing to share my experiences of traveling internationally, traveling to Colombia, South America, different things I did and saw and experienced and went through, my perception of the city, the different areas of the city. I've lived in many different parts of Medellin, from the north all the way to the south, from like Bejo all the way down south to Sabaneta, eastern, western parts of it. San Diego community, San Antonio community. I've never lived in the Comuna 13. That's like the real tourist spot where people go, where they got the street dancers and the horrible, some of the worst rappers I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, I understand, you trying to get your hustle on, you trying to make you some money. But you suck at rapping, bro. Like, you suck. You are trash. You're horrible. Hey, yo, bro, what is your name? It's like, dude, get a rhythm. Some kind of rhythm, bro. Like, you just like, no, no. You're never gonna make it, bro. You're never gonna make it. But I mean, it just could be a mixture of my European, no, not European. I ain't from no Europe. My Western ignorance, or whatever you want to call it. But we'll see. Tune in next time, and we'll go in further details on my night, my first night, and only night in that strip club. Like, I lived in Colombia for over 2 years and never went back to that place. First of all, I'm not really a strip club guy. I'm not into a woman dancing and teasing and taking the clothes off and I can't do nothing with you. I'm not into that kind of crap. And I'm for sure not going to give up my money just because you dancing and taking your clothes off. That's just stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? Some guys, they like it. Some guys, like later on, I met this one dude. This dude told me he saved up 2 years to come to Medellin just to be able to buy as much sex as he could get. I'm like, what? What are you even saying? You literally worked in America for 2 years, saving your money so that you could come to South America and spend it all on prostitutes? Do you hear what you're saying? Like, how is this even logical? Like, whatever. But hey, you can't control what a man finds his satisfactions or whatnot. So, like I said, we'll continue this conversation on my first night in the strip club, Medellin, Colombia, and in that tall, pale That mug was pale. That was something else that was weird. Like how pale some of those women are. That is strange. Like look at their skin and you can see blue and red and sometimes green blood vessels. Like, why you got a green blood vessel? Like, what is that? Everybody else got blue and red blood vessels. How you come up with green? oh, and in the strip club, every single chick in there has long fake weave. It is so annoying. Like that's the culture down there. All the girls love fake long black weave, and it's not even done good. When I say not done good, when they go like this, and you can see the tracks all in their head. I'm like, oh, this is the Spanish version of ghetto of hood rats. It was some busted weaves. Oh my gosh. But then later on, I ended up going like weeks later, I ended up going to downtown where they do the hair. Like there's a mall. There is a mall near San Antonio, and it's 3 levels of just shops selling weave and doing sew-in extensions. It literally is the culture down there, and it don't make no sense because it all look bad. Like it don't look good. To me, it don't. To the lonely, uneducated people, they might love it, but not this guy. But anyway, till next time, we'll continue this story. Appreciate you sticking around for this time, for how long I have been on. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back on tomorrow morning or just wait until around 7 o'clock at nighttime. Hopefully, my partner will accompany me. The guy that introduced me to Colombia, he'll accompany me on these lives. And as we progress, we'll have less technical difficulties. I had a stream set up in Colombia, but unfortunately, I'm in America and I don't have my system that I normally use. But we're gonna make it do what it does, and continue to share my story, my journey. Till next time.